Well, a lot of them have been passed up when they were younger. A lot of them are coming in as, beat up puppy dogs, because they've been passed off, not given the ultimate chance that they probably deserve. But there are also guys that just refuse to give up.
That grit and determination is what makes the North American Hockey League different than any other junior league. We sat down with the head coach of the Aberdeen Wings, Scott Langer, as we recap last year's performance and preview what is ahead in this installation of NAHL. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to NAHL. We're kicking this off with Scott Langer, the head coach of the Aberdeen Wings, as we give a preview for the 2025-26 season. Thank you, Scott, for taking the time to chat with us today.
Yeah, it's my pleasure.
So last season, your team featured a 35-22-2 regular season record and was riding a 9-game win streak heading into the playoffs. Talk to me about the testament of that roster and what are some of your biggest takeaways from that year?
Yeah, certainly an interesting year. We started out, playing pretty well, and then we got into a situation where we just got hit with the injuries that we just couldn't get past, and we were using quite a few affiliates to get through that portion of the season. And then, obviously, as we got healthy and got guys back, we made a really good run at the end of the year, and we were playing our best hockey at the right time. And obviously, we got to Game 5 against Bismarck, who ended up winning it all, and I think we gave them everything that we possibly could. We were certainly puck luck didn't go our way in Game 5, but I was really proud of that roster and the way that they just kept battling and ended up playing their best hockey at the end of the season.
Talking about battling, they were able to secure their first and second win on the road against the Bobcats in the playoffs. What does it mean to see your team really show up against a team that went on to win the regular season championship and ultimately the Robertson Cup?
Well, I think it goes hand in hand with what we talk about around here. We know we want development and growth, and sometimes with development and growth, the process takes some time. Sometimes you have those guys just figure it out at Christmas. Sometimes it takes longer, but for our team to really hit full stride in the Central Division, we had to do it at the end of the year. And I think it's a testament to what this league provides. It provides these guys with an opportunity to develop every day. Ownership in this division and in this league allows the coaches the resources to put into the players. But at the end of the day, these guys, the NA is one of the leagues where you get the hard hat type kids that just go to war every day. And we played Bismarck obviously hard all year. And that was a team with 18 or so 20-year-olds. And, we weren't quite at that amount of 20-year-olds. And I think you've seen in this league that the older teams in the league tend to win the Robertson Cup most of the time. But I was very proud of my group.
Yeah. So last season, your roster featured 9 athletes with NCAA commitments. How does it feel as a coach to see your athletes have the opportunity at the next level?
First and foremost, we kind of have two things here. One, we want to win a cup just like everybody in the league. And two, we want to place guys in school and set them up for their future. It doesn't really matter what level they end up at for me. Obviously the goal for every player playing in the NA is to play Division I. But, for me to see a player move on and get a 4-year degree and, mature and do big things in the world. And, those are all the good things as a coach that over my 20 plus years in, coach junior hockey, I just love that part about what we do here in the NA, putting guys in the school. And, we did that again last year.
So the Aberdeen Wings have become a staple in the North American Hockey League, and they just wrapped up their 15th season. What stands out about Aberdeen and as an organization and also as a city to play hockey in?
Yeah, so, I have to hand it to some of my staff. The ownership has just been fantastic. Fantastic. Our ownership is here to win hockey games. And that's not always the case, I can tell you, with numerous stops throughout the NA and in the other league. We've kind of set the bar high here. And our culture, the second these players walk into this dressing room, they see right away that we're here for real. And the guys that are here just to kind of play hockey probably don't survive here. the guys that want to win cups and be proud to wear the logo, those are the guys that end up staying on the bus for the length of the season. So, you know, Aberdeen, the franchise, has just done a good job. You know, they had a slow start when they first came in the league, and they just kept working and working and working. And the Odie family hired good people. And, you know, we go in every single night to win hockey games now, and we know when we get off the bus, we have a chance.
Scott, everyone at home needs to know and realize you are the winningest head coach in the North American Hockey League. With a title like that, what keeps you coming back and what lights your fire as a coach?
Yeah, it's every day. I mean, I just love being at the hockey rink, and I love working with this age group. Obviously, I've had some opportunity to do different things, but I'm happy with this age group. I love the way that they develop through the course of the season. I like that they're here striving to play college hockey, um, and I like winning. Winning fuels me. It always has. It doesn't matter what I'm doing. I like to win, and uh, we've won a lot of hockey games here in Aberdeen. We've done a really good job, and we're going to continue to do that. But I'm still young enough to do a good job at this level, and I got many more years ahead of me.
Absolutely. And you're heading into your ninth year with Aberdeen and 21st year in the North American Hockey League. How have you seen this league develop through that time period?
Well, it just keeps getting better and better. I think the coaching has gotten better and better from my watching it from the early years on. Guys are having really good hirings. I think the whole product as a whole has gotten better. The caliber of hockey's gotten better. It used to be a tough, rugged league, and the skill level has just increased immensely. The speed of the game is a lot better, and it's obviously a place college scouts come and look for guys to fill their roster. But I just think we just keep growing. I mean, you look at the job we've done with the NAPHL and the NA3HL, and we've just kind of grown this big, huge family that has kind of taken over the country and kind of running junior hockey within the United States.
Absolutely. With the North American Hockey League, what about the athletes that play in this league make them different than any other junior hockey player out there?
Well, a lot of them have been passed up when they were younger. A lot of them are coming in as beat up puppy dogs, because they've been passed off, not given the ultimate chance that they probably deserve. But there are also guys that just refuse to give up. There's players out there that once they don't get the opportunity, they just pack it in and they head off to school or they get a job. The guys that we tend to get in this league are guys that just going to see it through, and they know that the hockey and the brand of hockey and the coaching and the whole process is what they need to get there. So we just get that blue collar, hard hat mentality type player that wants to just achieve things. And you know what? Not all of them are going to go to school, but they're going to learn to be young men. They're going to learn to be able to survive in the world if hockey's there or not.
Yeah. So your main camp just recently wrapped up. What has impressed you the most from the athletes during that event?
Well, they just come in, they work so hard. Our program does a really good job at our camps. We take a lot of pride in our camps because obviously there's so many teams in the country that are putting on camps. So we want guys to leave there. We want players to leave there knowing that they got a fair opportunity. We have over 10 scouts and staff there watching. We bring in guys from lower leagues to be able to scout it, and we put on a really good presentation, and we give them the answers to the equation, what they need to do in order to make the Aberdeen Wings. And then the format is really good. It's competitive. They go out there and they compete, and that's the fun part of main camp is watching these guys. That some of them are just on their last, looking for their last season of hockey, and they're just out there giving everything they have. So just the competition of the camp as a whole it's fun to be part of.
Yeah, absolutely. And kind of looking ahead, the season is quickly approaching, and everyone online doesn't get the opportunity to experience an Aberdeen Wings game. Take us through that atmosphere and what the fan base is like.
Yeah, I could say the word consistent. They were here in the days when Aberdeen, was at the bottom, and those same fans are back here when Aberdeen's one of the premier teams in the league. They're just very loyal. They stick with the good parts of the season and the bad parts of the season. They know there's ups and downs within the season, but the show that they've created here, with everything that goes on during. I mean, it's a show with a hockey game just kind of built inside it. And last year we were able to break our record for attendance in the one game there. So it's just, we don't have obviously a 4,000 seat facility, but what we do have is a place that junior hockey is a lot of fun to play.
Yeah. Is there a special tradition or event that the Aberdeen Wings put on that everyone at home needs to keep an eye out for?
Well, I mean, we do. That's the big thing here is something I learned real quick when I got here. The Odie family is not about doing jersey auctions to create money to put back into the Aberdeen Wings. They do these jersey auctions and special events, and they take the proceeds and they put it right back into the community, whether it's the children network with Sanford Hospital and all the shrine, all these things that we do through the course of the year. The Odie family doesn't take any of that money; they put it right back into the community and all these special things. That was a big change for me because most of the time you're doing all these auctions and raising funds, obviously to help your budget, but they're very caring people, the Odie family. And I guess that's what kind of makes us all a family.
Yeah. What do you think players enjoyed the most about being an Aberdeen Wing?
I think they enjoy winning. I think they enjoy the atmosphere on a Friday, Saturday night. I think the fact that our travel is minimal within the Central Division and our division is so highly competitive, there's no nights off. And I think our players really like that test, even though when they're going through tough parts of the season, they want to be tested, they want to be pushed, and they get that here at Aberdeen.
Yeah. So the greatest show on ice is quickly approaching. What are you looking forward to most once you're in Blaine with the Aberdeen Wings?
Well, it's a big start for us. If you're not successful at that event, you really start behind the eight ball a little bit. So I mean, those games count, and everybody's trying to work out their roster at the same time, so you're navigating multiple players in and out of the lineup. But the nice thing about that place is you see every who's who in hockey, from the NHL side all the way to the D1, D3, ACHA, and obviously the friends within the leagues, and you get to see a lot of people, and a lot of people get to see good hockey. And that event's just been incredible over the years. It's just done so good. And now that it's a 3-game format, it allows the players to actually have a little more energy come game 3 as opposed to when we were playing 4 games. So I think the hockey's better.
That's awesome to hear. And reflecting on last season, what has been one of your favorite memories with the Aberdeen Wings?
Wow. I mean, last season, I would just say when the corner turned for us and our locker room just gelled. I mean, we were invincible during that time period. And then, as you know, we went into Bismarck and took the first 2 games, and then we were on the wrong side of some calls. But I'm just proud of the way we finished, because easily, a team with the amount of health issues that we had to get through during the course of the season could easily have packed it in. But these guys fought the whole way, and I think that brings us into this year. We got a good crew of guys coming back, 10 guys that understand what it takes to win a playoff game. And those guys are going to lead the young guys.
Do you think having that leadership in the locker room will play a pivotal role for the team this upcoming year?
Huge role. I just think anytime you can bring 10 or better back in the North American Hockey League, it's a really good start. I think our recruiting class was pretty good. Our scouts did a great job there, after watching them at main camp. So, we want to put a good product on the ice. We're going to work hard here come training camp, and hopefully we're as competitive as we always are.
Absolutely. Scott, thank you for taking the time to chat with me today. We'll see you in a few weeks at the NA Showcase, and I really appreciate you taking the time.
Thanks, Ava. You have a great day.